I'm Raven, and welcome back to Buried in Time. Last time, we assembled Da Vinci's ultimate machine, and we also got ourselves a couple of keys and arrows and what have you. Now, I somewhat come under the assumption that the siege cycle is to be used in this time frame, because I can't immediately think of any reason how else I could use it. But then I got thinking, this thing might be able to launch something, say perhaps a grappling hook. I mean, I don't know how far away from the Farnsworth space station we are, but I would like to find out. Farnstein, jump. Okay, let's give this a try. Siege cycle. No, siege cycle. Can I combine items in the inventory? No, it doesn't look like it. 15 meters of rope is... it's a bit, but it's probably not enough. Well, I was kind of hoping that would work. Definitely don't see anything else here. I wonder how Agent 5 managed to do this last time, because he said he had to get inventive. But I can't immediately see how he would have managed to do it. Maybe I need to... No, I definitely can't drag anything out here. Oh well. That was worth a shot? Question mark? That was kind of my big opening gambit. Alright, let's go back and see this guy get killed by an arrow again. I could just restart the whole set, we're only like 3 minutes in, but I won't do that. Arrow! Hey, does this mean that I can get another arrow? No. I already have an arrow. I don't need more than one. I wonder if carrying that arrow is technically a violation of TSA protocol. Because we're not allowed to carry such weapons. Now, the other theory I had was that the guy at the bottom of the staircase here is guarding a door that we need to go through. The one that the key works on. Now, I don't particularly want to kill this guy, because I'm pretty certain that would definitely be a violation of TSA protocols. But maybe we can get him to go away from the door somehow. No, I cannot actually change item. This cloak is actually completely useless for that sort of thing. Oh well, that was a nice idea. It's fine, as long as I have my back turned to him, he can't see me, right? Yeah, I'm pretty certain I tried this already. Maybe I can get his attention? I can scare him with the skull. Just come in the corner. Booga 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 booga! Alright. Let's go back to the ramparts. No, this isn't the ramparts, is it? This is just that door. Which doesn't work. Oops. No, stop. Abort. This is the ramparts. Now, is there anywhere around here I could use a siege cycle? That's just the death hole. Well, death hole, murder hole. I kind of feel like we need to do something at the Farnstein lab, because it's the only place where we haven't done anything. You can stop walking forward. I'm not pushing the button. Thank you. That we know is certain death. Boulder smashes through, jump down. Blacksmith. I don't recall there being anything in the blacksmith that we could use the thing on. So I guess fundamentally we kinda want to go toward the castle? Maybe? Possibly? And you'd think maybe we could just temporarily jump... Oh no, because you'd have to have the whole team of TSA researchers to get those new coordinates, wouldn't we? Maybe there's something in the apartment that I haven't got yet. Fire extinguisher, something like that. Something that would allow us to propel through space. Or, you know, I'm alternatively missing something quite obvious. There's definitely no way to drop down from here. Let's go back to the apartment and read that note again. I don't think it does actually say what he did. But let us remind ourselves. Oh, straight in with the riff. It's the sound of the future. Alright. Do. Yes, there we go. Blah de blah de blah. I'm gonna... Oh yeah, he just says he comes up with a cheesy idea, which doesn't mean anything. I don't think cheese is going to help us get out of there. Though I'm sure that's probably not what he meant. Is there a fire extinguisher in this kitchen? I mean, if he didn't want to get help from the TSA, then surely he grabbed something from this place. Maybe it's something that I can mail order in? Oops. Come on. There you go. Get it together. Let's go. There's going to be like a menu or something where I can see product listings. Whoa. Okay then. That is something. Wow, that really needed that zoom in, huh? Just really needed that that zoom in on the apples and the grapes. Still, finding stuff that I clearly missed last time. That's always nice. Acton figures. Yeah, looks like I'm maybe clutching at straws here. The future is a weird and dangerous place. Okay, there's nothing here. Unless... No, Ooh. Ooh, okay, that's different. The frack is this? Probably should have made that a click event so that I don't have to look at it every single time. Oh, I guess I need to get into one of these other seats. Okay, so this is the classic Environ stuff that we had in the last apartment. if a little bit cheaper. Bless it. Oh, it's the same introduction. Whoa! Oh, neat. You get to choose your own news story. No?
INN will return after word from our sponsor.
The soon-to-be-released Geno, A Fond Remembrance, is Volume 4 of G-Tech's Rock Through the Ages collection. Never before has there been a video collection that captures the many moods of Geno Andrews. You'll hear the melancholy Geno.
So many songs about the rain.
The rebellious Geno.
When you sail in yourself, sail the price to pay. When you sail in yourself, make it somewhere.
Yes, the carefree Geno.
It's been my dream to be a traveler of sorts, to visit all kinds.
And of course, the lovesick Geno.
A song for her is all she wants from me.
All of his chart-topping videos are here, brought back from the archives of the past and completely remastered in stunning 4D sound. In fact, Geno, A Fond Remembrance is the most complete collection of Geno's hits ever compiled on one EC. Call our toll-free ShopNet line now and receive a free sample from the upcoming EC that's bound to be an instant classic. Geno, A Fond Remembrance.
Yeah, he was doing okay until that last song. That last song I felt was a little weak. Is there more stuff that's going to come? Or is it just going to give us a long time staring at Gino's fabulous hair? Because it sort of moves on when I click, so...
The ongoing
okay,
saga
cool.
of Gage Blackwood took a frightening twist this morning when the agent of the Deep Time Unit broke house arrest to jump 9 years back in time. Fortunately, the illicit time jump was detected, and he was immediately apprehended by Agent 8 of the Temporal Protectorate. Although it's still not clear how and why Blackwood obtained the TSA jumpsuit, Temporal Security Agency officials did say that no distortion ripples have yet been detected, and that there is no reason whatsoever to believe that Blackwood has altered history in any way. Our Lisa Long has a report from TSA Administrative Headquarters.
It is really weird. I assume it every time it does this, it wants me to click, but none of these are actually interactive things. I'm just clicking anywhere on the screen.
In a
Oh, maybe not.
turn of events that can only be described as unimaginable, the highly decorated Gage Blackwood, better known as Agent 5 of the Deep Time Unit, has been arrested and put on trial for the crime of historical sabotage. We apologize for the lack of trial footage, but because of the sensitive nature of the material being presented, no recording equipment has been allowed into the tribunal wing of the United Ministry Complex where the trial is being held. The drama unfolded 3 weeks ago when Agent 2 of the Temporal Protectorate discovered 4 distortion ripples while conducting an unscheduled historical scan. As it turned out, the dates of the ripples exactly coincided with times to which Agent 5 had been sent for research purposes. The agent immediately contacted his supervisors, and on their orders, 3 agents were sent to apprehend Agent 5, who offered no resistance. Later that day, more evidence was found in Blackwood's locker, suggesting that he had disobeyed Temporal Security Agency directives for personal gain. Unless deemed absolutely necessary, the TSA will not send agents to investigate or restore the distortions, as any further tampering with history may cause adverse effects, possibly even turning the ripples into full reality distortion waves.
Yeah, should have just made this into a pointing cursor so it's much clearer. Oh, bloody hell, there's a lot of content in here, huh? Alright.
Prosecuting attorney Phil Stevens alleges that Agent 5 intentionally altered the past in 4 of the 10 time zones to which he had been sent for research purposes, his only apparent motive being personal gain. In so doing, Agent 5 would have knowingly violated Temporal Security Agency ethics, as well as the law. As temporal sabotage in any form is considered the worst possible crime against humanity, Stevens is aiming for the maximum allowable sentence.
Makes sense.
The burden of proof lies on the prosecution. They have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Gage Blackwood was responsible for the distortion ripples. There is strong evidence working against Blackwood, including both computer records that place him at the altered historical locations and contraband that was discovered in his locker. But the evidence alone is not enough to ensure a conviction. With this in mind, prosecuting attorney Stevens has directed his questioning toward eliminating other possible explanations for the ripples.
Come to think of it, wouldn't Agent 8 have noticed that he didn't have his jumpsuit and been like, "Where's your jumpsuit?"
Witnesses for the prosecution have included Agent 2 of the Temporal Protectorate, the TSA's chief technician, and the designer of the circuitry for the jumpsuit.
Oh no, we're going down the rabbit hole. We're in a submenu of a submenu of a submenu. What? No voiceover? Alright. The investigation began when Agent 2 of the Temporal Protectorate ran an unscheduled Sorry. I chose this opportunity to eat a bit of a Terrace chocolate orange. Hang on. Alright. Ran an unscheduled manual historical scan, a procedure normally performed twice a year to reveal any anomalies missed by the scanner's faster but less sensitive automatic scan mode. Agent 2 discovered a temporal ripple that originated in the year 1050 AD indicating that someone had gone back to that time and affected a historically important object or event. He soon found 3 more ripples in the years 1204, 2247, and 1488. Fortunately, none of the changes were serious enough to cause a full reality distortion wave. The agent then realized that the ripples exactly coincided with several of Agent 5's research mission dates. Agent 2 reported what he had found, and was subsequently sent after Blackwood, along with Agents 3 and 7. They located the suspect in Tahiti, where he was spending his day off, and apprehended him without incident. Following TSA protocol, they then brought Agent 5 to the United Military Complex, where he was arraigned and later released to house arrest. Prosecuting Attorney Stevens called the TSA Chief Computer Technician to testify based on his knowledge of the chronolog scanner array. The technician testified that the chronolog scanners were designed to detect any illicit time jumps and are monitored at all times by a member of the Temporal Protectorate. Yet to his knowledge, at no point during the period in question were the scanners ever offline or performing improperly, and at no point was an unsanctioned time jump detected, a fact corroborated by the security logs. Miss Majin Chao was called to testify based upon her knowledge of the time displacement unit, or jumpsuit, for which she designed the circuitry. When asked whether it was possible for someone else to have used Agent 5's jumpsuit, Mrs. Chow said that the security precautions mandated that only one person be able to use each suit. She went on to explain that each jumpsuit is coded specifically to the DNA of the agent who uses it and will automatically self-destruct if tampered with. In addition to the computer records which document Agent 5's research activity, the video log reports made by him during his research missions... Made by him during his research mission jumps definitively place him at each of the altered historical locations. The files were not made available to the press. An inspection of Agent 5's locker revealed one valuable, but not historically significant, object from each of the 4 altered time zones. Okay, that he was sent to. The 4 items included a gold ornament from Chichen Itza. Let's note this down on the actual page. Gold ornament. A jeweled orb from Chateau Gaillard. A sketch from Da Vinci's studio. And a signed document from Kenneth Farnstein's lab. Stein, whatever. Sign... document. Alright. I mean, technically we've done far worse, because we took a whole friggin' siege cycle from Da Vinci's lab. But, that's probably neither here nor there at this stage.
In the absence of an alibi or any evidence proving Agent 5's innocence, defense attorney Sandra Gallagher will be setting out to show, through the testimony of character witnesses, that it is not likely Mr. Blackwood committed the crime. If the defense can elicit some doubt of Blackwood's guilt, he will go free. Witnesses for the defense will include Agent 3 of the Deep Time Unit, Agent 8 of the Temporal Protectorate, the Commissioner of the Temporal Security Agency, and Agent 5 himself.
Naturally, because, testify at your own trial.
The defense has not yet had the opportunity to present its case. However, we have contacted both the Chief Technician and Commissioner of the TSA to ask them their feelings on the arrest of Gage Blackwood. Neither Agent 3 of the Temporal Security Agency nor Mr. Blackwood could be reached for comment.
Oh yeah, do we get to see an interview with the Commissioner? Oh, hell yeah.
With us now is William Doughton, the TSA Chief Technician. He joins us live from the Temporal Security Agency Administrative Headquarters. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Doughton.
Thank you, Mark.
You've known Gage Blackwood for many years, and I understand that the two of you are good friends. Do you think he's guilty?
Absolutely not. The thought that he could be guilty never even crossed my mind. I mean, Friend or no, here you've got someone who's dedicated his whole life to protecting history and now stands accused of violating it. That's ridiculous. And if you don't believe me, look at his record. The man's a decorated hero. You can't overlook that fact just because it doesn't fit neatly into the story the prosecution's trying to sell.
Isn't it true you testified that no one else made a time jump to any of the altered historical locations?
No, actually I testified the scanners didn't register anyone making a time jump to those locations. But computers are only as intelligent as their human programmers. Now, I believe it's possible that someone could have shadowed Agent 5's jumps. If a second time traveler were to make a jump within a few seconds of the first and to the same location, the chronolog scanners probably wouldn't recognize it as a second jump.
Have you been able to test this theory?
No, not yet. It's too dangerous. If two people were to travel through the same null time tunnel and land in the exact same place, well, their matter would mix and that would kill them.
And you believe that someone found a way around this?
It's possible, yes.
Okay, well, thank you for your insights, Mr. Doughton.
That's some really sensitive information to just give out over national news, don't you think?
I have with me now Commissioner Jack Baldwin
Holy
of the Temporal
crap.
Security Agency, who's coming to us live from TSA Administrative
What happened to him?
Headquarters. Commissioner, thank you for joining us. Now, the first and most obvious question is, are you confident in your arrest of Gage Blackwood as the perpetrator of this crime?
We had to arrest Agent 5 because of the evidence, not because we think he did it. There was an obvious transgression. Someone was responsible for it, so we arrested the person to whom the evidence pointed. Now it's up to the courts to determine whether or not he's guilty.
So you believe he's innocent?
Absolutely. I've known Gage ever since he joined at the TSA. In fact, I'm the one who recruited him. Gage Blackwood is a member of an endangered species. Gage Blackwood is a hero. He has put his life on the line many times to prevent this exact thing from happening. There's absolutely no way he would have abused his position at the risk of a single life, let alone history as we know it. Now, it just doesn't make sense.
Mr. Blackwood has been an agent for quite a while now, 13 years, I believe. Is it possible that the temptation just became too great for him to bear?
No. Gage is as committed to his duty now as he was back when he apprehended Elliot Sinclair. He was, and he is, our finest agent.
Okay, let's assume for a minute that he did do it. Knowing that he would be facing life imprisonment on Vega Thalon, do you feel that he would plead guilty?
First of all, it's a moot point because he didn't do it. But, presuming he did, knowing Gage, I'd say he had a damn good reason. And he would have confessed immediately. He wouldn't have pretended innocence, not for 1 minute. Bottom line, Gage Blackwood is no criminal. Gage Blackwood is a hero.
Okay, Commissioner, it looks like we're out of time. Thank you.
Man, the Commissioner looks looking really rough there. Oh boy. He must be taking this quite hard.